Good morning. Is the Lando Gardener coming at you? I hope y'all are doing fine. Hope you're being safe. I wish all the best and prayerfully hope for all the best for all of your families out there in the garden world and in YouTube land and everywhere else. Well, this is the video so many of you have been waiting on. It is the truck passing by. It is the top 10 mangoes for 2021. There's some changes, y'all. There's a new sheriff in town. Okay, all right. It was a good season. It was a very different season. And I want to tell you why. Because most of these fruit, over the years, I've ordered from other places. I've ordered mangoes. And this year I kind of promised myself that I wouldn't necessarily spend all that money ordering mangoes, because they have just gotten expensive, y'all. I mean, very expensive. And I know people got to make a living, and that's fine, to each his own, but it's just a little bit too much. And even my friend down in St. Cloud, he was like, look, I just can't do that to my customers. But anyway, these fruit came from my yard. So, I got young trees, I got, teenage trees, and I got some veteran trees. And so, you don't want to set this in stone. Now, the number one didn't come from my property. It was a fruit that came during Bart's Mango Tasting Festival. Shout out to Bart. Quick shout out. But the rest of them pretty much came from my garden, except maybe two, three. We'll get it together. But this is nevertheless my top 10 mangoes for 2021. Let's start at the bottom of the list, which is good considering I have about 90 different kind of mango trees now. So to make the top 10, you had to be a monster. All right, number 10, fruit punch. Fruit punch. And as y'all know, on my videos over the last couple of years, fruit punch has been in the top 10. But I only have one to judge by. My tree just give me one. But I know one day, after talking with Craig and Celeste down in Sakata Grove and different people, I understand that that's the tradition of this particular variety of tree. And then it happens to do this, until it matures and it gives you a bunch of fruit. So my hopes are in the future. But fruit punch did what it does. I had that one fruit. And long as it's one, that one will always go to my wife. She has to share. But fruit punch was the normal fruit punch. It didn't super overly wow me, but it was the normal fruit punch. It did its thing, and it was at the top of its game. And so I'm very glad about fruit punch making the list again this year. Fruit punch was number 10. Number 9, we have a new mango, a mango I've heard about for years. Listen, never, ever, ever had a desire to get this mango, but I got it now. And that is a shout out to my buddy down in St. Cloud, Florida, Kissimmee, Andrew, the developer of Mark Anthony. And by the way, Mark Anthony is back. He gave me a Chuckanun tree. Chuckanun made the top 10 list. I I own the tree, but I don't have fruit from the tree. But I did get some chuckanun from Miss Denise. Shout out to her over in Merritt Island, the developer of the Denise Mango. Um, Listen, chuckanun is good. It was the first, get this, it was the first spicy mango that blew me away. Normally, I don't do spicy. I don't do spicy, and give it a minute because the plane is flying over. I got highway right here. I'm in Orlando, y'all, so at any given time, you can hear noise in the background, helicopters, all kind of stuff. But Chuckanum was good. It was like taking uh, uh, a lemon meringue ish and adding spice to it. I am forever a Chuckanum fan now, and it's also called the Miracle Mango. Look, I'm telling you now, it's going to be really, really hard to knock Chuckanun out of the top 10 in my book. But I know every year new stuff is coming up, so that's cool. But Chuckanun made the top 10. Very glad. Very sweet. Spicy, citrusy, juicy. Just a good mango. Um, Dun, 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 dun. Number 8, Mallika. Did he just say Mallika? Check his ears out. Mallika made the top 10 this year. My Mallikas were good. I don't know if it was because of the grafts of the orange essence that's on the same tree and they kind of bumped a little bit of that sweetness over to the Mallika. I don't know if that's it. But listen, those Mallikas was good. I know now why a lot of people have those in the backyard. I've almost dug that tree up many times. It got hit by the cold in 2017. For those that don't know, check out my video from in 2017 called Aftermath. It was horrible in Florida. But Mallika did his thing. It was citrusy. It was very, very juicy. Very large mango. Very large mango. Absolutely adore the depth of the greenness in the leaves and the rich greenness that's on the fruit itself. That is something. And then you put it on the shelf or put it in a bag, hide it under the sink or whatever, and let it ripen up. And it was good. It was real. It was a good mango. So thumbs up to Mallika. Glad I kept the tree. Shout out to my mango buddy over in Riverview. She's the one that convinced me, I believe it was, that convinced me to keep Mallika on the yard. Okay, a new one again. The whole list has changed, y'all. Everything has changed. I got newbies in here. Now, this one didn't come from me. Shout out to my friend down in South Florida, a little bit south of Miami, a mango developer down there. He sent me a few varieties. He sent me one he named Kendall. He sent me one. He sent a few of them. But one in particular made the top 10, and it's called Red Gold. Look, and he was taking that to the Honorable Richard Campbell to try as well. Red Gold is good. I wish I had that tree. Listen, the tree got to be big. It has to be big because the mango is big. It's like kit big, and it is good. It really reminds me of a Denise, but with some extra tones to it. Very good. Plane going by. Cause somebody's gonna ask me. So if I would give a comparison with Red Gold is between Fruit Punch and Denise in flavor. Very fruity, very big, very delicious. Some fruity tones in there. It's a good mango, and I'm glad to have Red Gold. And you're gonna have to ship me some Red Gold every year. I pay the price to get it. Red Gold is the bomb. Listen, the mango is huge too. It's huge, like a Springfield. Huge mango. But it made the top 10. That's number 7. Who's back, y'all? MA. Mark Anthony. Mark Anthony made it back. In 2020, it had some issues. It had a down spiral, but Andy brought me some, and look, Mark Anthony is back. It is back. It made it to the top 10. It did its thing. Mark Anthony is just good. It's fruity. It's like super intense. This is what Mark Anthony is like. A super intense peachy fruit punch mixed in there together. Not very big, smaller size mango, but it don't matter because it packs a wallop. Mark Anthony is back in full effect. Uh, who beat out Mark Anthony, if you would? For number 5, it's going to be Peach Cobbler. Peach cobbler came from my farm. It came from my 2 trees. Peach cobbler was good. It's kind of difficult right now trying to figure out when to pick peach cobbler, but I think I got it down to a science. So we're going to try that theory out next year. I'm just going to walk by the tree and smell them. And if I smell them to be smelling peachy, it's time to pick it and let it sit for like 1 or 2 days, if that, and then slice into it. But peach cobbler, it was a 10. All these fruit here was at least a 10. I had a whole list of fruit, and I went by numbers and then isolated all the 10s, and that's how I got my top 10. But peach cobbler was good. Orange sherbet. Ugh. Orange sherbet showed up and showed out this year. That's like her mom. That shouldn't even be called a mango. It should be called candy or something. Orange sherbet is a good. I know why. Before Sugarloaf came along, orange sherbet was at the top. I know why. Orange sherbet is good. It is good. It was a 10. The size, the flavor, it's just mango goodness. It's just good, y'all. Okay, what came above that? Orange sherbet's mother, lemon meringue. My lemon meringues were, home runs this year. The tree was loaded. The production was good. The fruit was good. You can get them when they were yellow. You can get them when they slightly begin to turn orange. It just was good, man. Lemon meringue just in most people top 5, top 3 for a lot of people, and surely top 10. But lemon meringue was it did it. It was number 3 this year. Number 2. Who was number 2? Who beat out their mom? Lemon zest. Who don't look? Who don't like lemon zest? Who? Who don't like? And listen, and my tree showed up this year after a couple of years of zero because of me pruning around this time of year. Yeah, not anymore. We're gonna get lemon zest every year. Lemon zest made it to number 2. All right, who's number 1? It's not Sugarloaf. Sugarloaf didn't make top 10 this year. Why? Why? Because my Sugarloaf on my property didn't do well. The trees produced fruit, but they got infected by fruit flies. They got the black spot, and then the fruit flies found the black spot, which is a soft spot, and impregnated it, put fruit fly larvae in their eggs, and then it just messed the fruit up. So that's why Sugarloaf is not even considered this year. Sugarloaf has been the top one in the last couple of years, but this year I couldn't do that. Sugarloaf was an 8. It was an 8 at best this year. Okay, but number 1, Karen Michelle. Citrus tones. I'm told that it was an Edward seedling. And guess what else is an Edward seedling, y'all? Sugarloaf. So Karen Michelle is Sugarloaf's gone by plane. Karen Michelle is Sugarloaf's sister. Karen Michelle is number 1 this year. Had Karen Michelle at Bart's taste testing, and Bart and I agreed that Karen Michelle was number 1 in the taste testing. Karen Michelle is supposed to be a very productive tree. I'm so glad I got the tree. The fruit is melting. And what does it taste like? Peachy, citrusy with Edward tones. Peachy, citrusy. It has the citrus of lemon zest. If you like lemon zest, you will love Karen Michelle. You will love it. Karen Michelle took the top spot this year, and And I hope y'all have a good one. Trying to keep this thing under 15 minutes, y'all. But the Orlando Gardener coming at you. Those are my top 10 for 2021. Have a good one.